All right, let's talk about the most crucial part of any major project, any big quest for knowledge. It all hinges on one thing, the research problem. You know, if you get this first step right, everything that comes after it just clicks into place. So that's what we're going to break down today, how to nail that perfect starting point.
Now, it is so easy to see this as just another box to check, right? A total chore. But I want you to try and see it differently. Think of finding your research problem as, I don't know, discovering the central question for your very own intellectual adventure. This isn't just about picking a topic, it's about defining your quest. So what even is a research problem? Because it's definitely not just a topic. A great way to think about it is like it's the North Star for your entire project. It's that one single guiding point that helps you make every decision and turns a kind of vague interest into a really focused, clear quest.
Okay, let's get a little more formal for a second with this definition from F.N. Kerlinger. There are two really key ideas here that you gotta grab onto. First, interrogative, which is just a fancy way of saying it has to be a question, and second, relation between two or more variables. See, research isn't just about looking at one thing in isolation. It's about exploring the connection, the dance, between thing A and thing B. That relationship, that's the absolute heart of your investigation.
Here's what that looks like in the real world. Saying your topic is technological changes. Well, that's a topic. It's huge. It's vague. You could go anywhere with it. But asking how do recent technological changes impact student engagement in secondary schools? Now that is a research problem. See the difference? You've got clear variables, the technology and the student engagement, and you have a specific context. It's a question you can actually go out and try to answer.
So where on earth do these amazing questions come from? I'll tell you one thing. They don't just appear out of thin air while you're waiting for a lightning bolt of inspiration. Nope. You find them by actively searching, and you gotta have a kind of treasure map of ideas to guide you.
And your map can point you to all sorts of places. Seriously, ideas can pop up from a classroom debate, from the future research section at the end of a journal article, or honestly, just from looking at the world around you and asking, why is that? The absolute key is to nurture that questioning attitude, to always be on the lookout for the gaps in what we know.
Okay, so let's say you've got a promising idea, a little spark. How do you sharpen it? How do you shape it into a problem you can actually research? Well, this is the part where you draw your own very specific map, moving from that huge territory of interest to one precise destination.
This 6-step process here is a fantastic roadmap. You start broad, right? In a field you're actually excited about. Then you just immerse yourself in it. You read everything you can get your hands on. Why? Because that's how you start to see what's already been done, and, way more importantly, what hasn't done. You're looking for the gaps. That's where the opportunities are hiding. And that final step is just to grab one of those gaps and pinpoint the exact specific angle you want to explore. Oh, I absolutely love this quote from Whitney. To put a fence around it, that is exactly what you're doing. You're setting boundaries. You're basically saying, look, I'm not studying all technology, just this one type. And I'm not studying all students, just this specific age group. And I'm not looking at every possible outcome, just this one measure of engagement. That fence is what makes your project focused and, actually possible to complete. Now hold on. Before you commit months, maybe even years of your life to this whole quest, you have got to stop at one final checkpoint. You need to take a hard look at your problem and make sure it's not just interesting, but that it's actually doable and that it's worthwhile.
First question you have to ask, is it researchable? This is the ultimate practical test. I mean, a question could be philosophically fascinating, but if there's no way to observe or measure the things you're asking about, well, you can't really research it, can you? You have to think, how am I actually going to collect the data I need to find an answer? Second, and this is a big one, is it new? The whole point of research is to push the boundaries of what we know, to fill in a little piece of the darkness, not just to go back and confirm something everybody already knows. Your goal should be to make a real, verifiable contribution. Does your question add a new piece to the great big puzzle? And third, you have to ask if it's significant. Be tough on yourself here. Ask, so what? Like really, if I answer this question, who is going to care? Will it help us understand something important? Could it have some practical use? A truly great research problem has an answer that actually matters to someone. And finally, look, this might be the most crucial checkpoint of all. Is it feasible for you? A problem can look perfect on paper. It can be researchable, new, and significant, but if you, personally, can't realistically complete the quest,
then it's the wrong problem for you. And this requires some serious, brutal honesty.
So this checklist, this is your reality check. And you have to be honest. Do you actually have the skills, or can you get them in time? Are you genuinely interested enough to push through when things get tough? Because they will. And then you've got the big three that sink so many projects: money, time, and administrative support. Do you have them? Answering these questions right now, up front, can save you a world of pain and frustration down the road.
So just remember this, okay? Crafting your research problem, it isn't just some boring preliminary step you have to get through. A truly great problem becomes your partner in this whole process. It's going to challenge you, it'll probably frustrate you sometimes, but in the end, it's what will lead you on a genuine journey of discovery.
So there you have it. You've got the tools now. You have a map to find potential questions, and you've got a compass to tell you if they're actually worth pursuing. The only thing left to do is to take that very first step. So, what journey will you begin?